Yeah, I've got an interesting story for you today. Before most people had ever heard about email, I had a really tech savvy boss, and he called me into his office to show me a new program he had on his computer. I remember it. It was called Elm, ELM, which allowed him to read and send electronic messages between different computers. He was so excited about the prospects. And I remember thinking, I could never say a practical use for it. I was perfectly happy making and taking phone calls as writing letters. Well, it wasn't long before I had my own personal email account, and my email box was full of messages. Now it's rare if I get a letter or if my office telephone rings. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. Welcome to another in my series of videos on productivity. Today, we will take a look at how you can best manage your email so it doesn't bog you down. I post videos like this on a regular basis. I would ask that if you like them, you subscribe and hit the like button below. Michigan State University professor Russell Johnson examined how email has become a distraction to most workers. He found that employees spend more than 90 minutes every day, or 7.5 hours per week, dealing with these distractions. As he wrote in the Journal of Applied Psychology, like most tools, email is useful, but it can become disruptive and even damaging if used excessively or inappropriately. When managers are the ones trying to recover from email interruptions, they fail to meet their goals. They neglect their responsibilities. Their subordinates don't have the leadership behavior they need to thrive. I hear the frequent complaint that there are too many emails coming in every day, and that filing them into different folders and responding to urgent ones takes way too much time. Many productivity experts advise that it's important to empty your email box every day. While that task may sound overwhelming, it is easier than you think and remains an essential element of your productivity journey. Let's look at some ways of best managing your email. First of all, set aside about an hour at the beginning of your day and at the end of your day to review your email box. You can't and shouldn't respond or react to every email that you read. Instead, what you're looking for during these periods of time are genuinely urgent items. These might be related to decisions you have to make, the information you've been seeking, or possibly something from your boss. Resist the temptation to act on every email. All that will do will be to distract you from the tasks you had promised to complete that day. Take care of the landmines and file the rest. Professor Johnson notes, so not only are managers not managing, but they're also focusing on smaller tasks for the sake of feeling productive. Once you've decided to go through your inbox, you have to decide what to do with those items that you just can't delete. I don't advocate an intricate system of email folders. Whatever email program you use, it has a robust search function. If you find email messages that you can quickly respond to in a couple of minutes, do it right away. If it relates to information you need to think about or act, put it in a pending folder and add the item to your task list or your to-do list. If someone has provided you with information regarding a project you're working on, make a quick note and put it in the project folder you're maintaining outside of email. Keep the original email and put it into an archive folder. If an email contains something related to a client or idea that you might want to remember, or anything you might feel might be helpful in the future, move it to the archive folder. See, I recommend that you have 3 folders: inbox, pending, and archive. It's really all you need. I used to have a folder for every person that I dealt with or worked with. That was a mess. Use your search tool to find any email you need. Filing into separate folders takes too much time and really has very little payback. As someone once told me, if you happen to trash an email that you need later, there's a good chance that someone else will have a copy that they can send you. This is my email triage chart. As you can see, I batch read emails about 2 times a day. And when I do that, I choose one action for every email that I open. I act and respond to urgent items. I act and respond to quick questions. I file to the pending folder anything I'll need to work on before responding. And I'm going to make a note of this on my to-do list so I don't lose track. And finally, another option is to file to the archive folder if no action or response is needed, but you feel the information might be needed in the future. I do a block of time every day to work on my email. And that means I really dig in and I spend a couple of minutes responding to people because I do want people to know that I am responsive. And I do tell people I try to get back to them within 24 hours whenever possible. The benefit of reviewing all of your emails every day is so that nothing gets lost in the backlog on hundreds or possibly even thousands of emails in your inbox. Your inbox should not be a collection of a combination of read and unread emails. When you implement this strategy, you will likely run into a colleague who might complain that you don't respond to his or her emails quickly enough. Because so many people read emails almost as fast as they come in, we've created a culture of immediate responses. That does not have to be your pattern. There's no law saying that you have to immediately respond to an email. The exception, of course, is if your boss requires it. Once people around you realize that you will review and respond to their emails regularly, they won't expect an instant response. If a matter is urgent, encourage them to call you, or if they're, somewhere else in your office, just wander down to your office and talk to you about the item. When you respond instantly, you get distracted from your projects. You may make others happy, but you'll make yourself miserable and less productive. I'm a student of productivity. I always want to be as efficient as I can, and then I like to share what I learn with you. So I ask that if you like this kind of content, you subscribe to these videos. And by the way, I have researched what I found to be the top 20 productivity tips, and I've put all of it into an ebook, which I would like to send to you absolutely free. Just email me at daveedwards@outlook.com or go to my website, daveedwardsmedia.com, and request your copy. I'm Dave Edwards. Thanks for joining me on my journey to productivity.